Hello there, football fans, and welcome to this maiden edition of We Move with the Warriors, the show where we journey with the Zimbabwe national football team as they take part in the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon from the 9th of January 2022 to the 6th of February. Hello, and I'm your host, Kutcher, and joining me in the studio today talking about anything and everything that is the Warriors in this Africa Cup of Nations is our analyst, Mr. Tinashe Sawangweme, the big man himself. Naz, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm very glad to be here.
As always, whenever the Zimbabwe national team is about to go to any AFCON finals, there will always be issues surrounding the national team. This time around, it wasn't an issue of allowances, but whether we're going to participate or not. The SRC dropped the bombshell and they disbanded the ZIFA committee, the governing body of all football matters in Zimbabwe. Naz, let me just get your thoughts on this. I'm not going to put you in a spot and ask you about whether this was the right decision or not. I'm going to talk about the timing. We are 1 month away from a very, very big tournament for the country, and we banned the organizing committee, we banned the guys who are in charge of football. This is most likely to come with repercussions from FIFA. Do you think this was the right timing from the SRC?
Before I get into that, I would like to very much praise the country, because at the moment the players seem to be financially satisfied. This is the first time in a long time we haven't had issues when it comes to allowances and their money. Yes, the timing is a bit off, but the fact that we as a team, just a squad, not looking at the organizers or the administrators, we look much more united than ever before. I think the timing is off, but it should have been done maybe a long time ago. But this is what we should go through to go through reformation in our country.
Right now, the guys are in camp. The coach is there, Norman Mapeza. He's got a group of young men who are supposed to be doing battle for the country, and they don't know whether they are going to be allowed to play or not. How do you, as a coach, if you're in Norman Mapeza's shoes, how do you, as a coach, motivate the guys? How do you keep them focused for the job at hand?
The only way to keep them focused is to make sure they just think about the next match. Just focus on that. Whatever other noise that may come from the outside, just try to keep it out as much as possible. Prepare for the Senegal match as much as possible. If you're told you're not going to play that, then you just go home. Of course, you'll be disappointed, but you have to prepare for what's ahead of you. That's the only way you can do it.
Since 2004, this is the 5th time we're taking part in an AFCON finals. 3rd successive AFCON finals for us. Are we ready to chill with the big boys?
Yes, we're looking better and better every time we go to the Africa Cup of Nations. So the most important thing is the 3rd successive, because we've had the 2 prior experiences we had in 2004 and 2006, but then there was a huge gap in between. That meant we were in decline and things weren't really going our way, but going there for a 3rd successive time is a sign of consistency when it comes to our national team. We're now at a level whereby we are making this tournament year in, year out. That's what we should look at, and it's a positive for the national team.
Talking about positives from the national team, we look at the group that we've been pitted in this time around. We've got Senegal, the number 1 ranked team in Africa, coming into this tournament. They are obviously the favorites to win the tournament. We've got Guinea, we've got our Southern African counterparts, we've got Malawi. Looking at the previous groups that we've been pitted in, we once had a group where there was Nigeria, Cameroon, there was Senegal. At the other time we had Egypt, with the likes of Tunisia. Last time around, we had a very, very sort of easier group. We had Uganda, DRC, and what was it?
Egypt.
In Egypt. This time around, we are coming into this tournament, Senegal, the number 1 ranked team in Africa. Looking at the quality that they have got on their side, those guys playing in Europe, your Eduardo Mendy's, your Sadio Mane's, your Khalidou Koulibaly's, and looking at our squad, how social media has been lamenting about the weaknesses of the squad. We're missing quite a number of guys. Marshall Munetsi, Marvelous, Nakamba, Tindai Rekwa, Kamabilia retiring just before the AFCON finals. How do you see us faring in this group?
I'd like to actually state this as a fact to the Zimbabwe public and everyone around the world who's watching. This is, I believe, to be the best group we've ever had in terms of our chances to make it into the second round. the opposition that we've got, especially in Guinea and Malawi, are quite. We can achieve some sort of good results from those two matches. Senegal, of course, is going to be very hard for us. I would like to see us competing against them just to show us the level we are at when it comes to African football. But it's a very good group. I think we've got a chance to even finish second in this group.
Let's just take an in-depth look into the squad that we sent to Cameroon this time around. Let's start with the goalkeeping department. Norman Mapeza chose Petros Mari from FC Platinum. Taubet Shuma is playing for Free State Stars, and Martin Mapisa is in the Spanish Segunda Division. From the three that were there, who do you think is most likely to keep goal for Zimbabwe, especially tomorrow against Senegal?
Petros Mari has to be our number one for this Africa Nations Cup edition tournament. This time, yeah, he is the number one. He's the best that we've got on the pool that has been selected by the coach.
He's got a bit of experience on the African continent. He's been playing, I think, for the past 3 years with FC Platinum in the CAF Africa Champions Cup. So we're most likely to go with Petros Mari. We look at our defense. There's quite some experience in the squad. We've got Onismo Basera, tried and tested. He's been there for the previous 2 AFCON editions. He's coming this time for his 3rd AFCON appearances. We've got Teenager Debbie. He was there the last time around. Alec Mudimu was there the last time around. But there are a bit of newbies, One people we've always been talking about. He's not yet in camp because of the COVID issues at Bournemouth, but Jordan Zemura, what a talent for Zimbabwe. What a talent he is. If he is able to come for these AFCON finals, would you see Norman Mapeza deploying him at left back or more up front in the left wing position where he played in the World Cup qualifiers?
Talking about what Norman would do, I think he would play him as a left winger. I don't certainly 100% agree with that, but I think that's what he would be trying to do. Maybe make sure that he's got less of defensive responsibilities and he offers more, he saves up more of his energy for attacking and creativity. Yes.
So if you're looking at the left backs that we've got amongst our defenders, that leaves us with Onismo Basera and Bruce Kangwa. Who would you pick for the first 11 jersey for that left back role?
I would certainly pick Onismo Basere at this point in time. I don't necessarily trust Bruce to start at the moment. Football is very fickle, things can change, but at the moment I would go with Onismo Basere.
Tried and tested.
Yes, tried and tested as well. Yes.
Right back position, we have seemed to be very low in terms of, if I may say, talent in terms of our right back position. Tendai Darikwa is out because of personal issues. We've got Takuzwa Chimwemwe. He played in the World Cup qualifiers. He gave quite a good account of himself. Who would you most likely take for that right back position?
Yes, definitely it has to be Chimwemwe, because when he got the chance, he gave competent performances. If I was rating him out of 10 for his performances, he gave around 6 and 7 out of 10 each time he was on the pitch. So he has to start in that right back position.
We look at our centre back options. Norman Mapeza usually goes with a left footer and a right footer partnering at his centre back positions. This time around, we've got Peter Mudua from our Islanders. He's a right-footed centre back. He's been part of the squad, especially for the Chan and the Kosafa Cup. He's got a bit of experience within the national squad. We've got Teenager Debe. We know what to expect. He's solid. He's playing there in the MLS. We've got Ali Kmudimu. He's been playing at a very high level. He's also played a number of games for the Warriors. We know what it is that he can do. We've also got Gerald Takwara. He's usually employed as more of a holding midfielder, but Norman Mapeza he has actually seen him as quite a good centre half. Who are you most likely to see partner? Obviously, Teenager Debe. He has to be the number one name on that CB partnering. Who do you think is most likely to partner Teenager Debe in the middle of the defense?
It's going to be, people should expect to see Alec Mundimu partner Teenager Debe.
Then that would mean we are having 2 left-footed centre backs.
No, for this moment in time, because that's what we've got in terms of the best players on the pitch, because it's always safer to play the best players that you've got. Your best team will win you points and games. But Gerard Takwara may be come in that position as cover for Alec Mudimu, because of course he's also competent at centre back, even though he's naturally a central defensive midfielder, but he can actually play as a very good ball playing centre back.
We've been hit very hard in the midfield department. Everyone has been, what happened, injuries, whatnot. Marvinus Nakamba, out, injured. Nyasha Masha Omunetsi, out injured. Those are most probably two of the biggest names in the world, two of the biggest names in the Warriors squad. Nakamba has been doing very well for Aston Villa under Steven Gerrard. Munetsi has been playing blinders in the French League One. They are not here for this AFCON. They are both injured. Would have been sorted in the midfield department if those guys were there, but we are not going to concentrate on the guys who are not there. This is what we have for our midfield. Kelvin Madzongwe, Ishmael Wadi, Kundai Beni, Neva Tigere, and Tabani Kamsogo. That holding midfield role, who do you see it take? Who do you see taking that midfield role, holding midfield role?
I think it's going to be Tabani Kamsogo.
You see Tabani Kamsogo
playing the
holding midfield
exactly.
role there. Do you see maybe Norman Mapeza? We're coming into Senegal, playing against Senegal. They've got very good attackers. Might he be deploying or employing two D-links?
Yes, you definitely. Yes. So definitely play with two central defensive midfielders to make sure that he quashes or covers up any space that might be left in behind for Senegal to attack.
If you look at the World Cup qualifiers that he was in charge of, he had Kelvin Madzongwe from FC Platinum in that midfield role. He also played him with Tabani Kamsoko. Who do you think might most probably take the third position in that midfield role? That is, if he employs a 4-3-3 formation, who are you most likely seeing taking up the third role? From the news in the Warriors camp and training, it's been said Kundai Benyu has been playing very, very well. There is also Neva Tigere, there is also Ishmael Wadi, but there's been news on Kundai Benyu and the creativity that he's bringing into the squad.
Yes, that's what I was about to touch upon in terms of you've got two very defensive-minded people who are going to make sure that they're covering up spaces, fighting out, watering out your fires. You need another third guy there who maybe provides something different in terms of creativity going forward. That has to be Kundai Benyu. This is his chance to maybe show that he belongs in this squad and show the talent that he's got.
And most probably get himself a big money move or a big move to one of the major leagues in Europe. We're looking at, guys like the forward department. We've got quite some loads of talent in there. I think we can talk about Tino Tenda Kadewere, Lyon, France, David Moyo, Hamilton Academy in Scotland, Admiral Muskwe. We are talking about the captain himself, Knowledge Musona. He's been in fine form for all time. He's scoring the goals, he's giving the assists. Norman Mapeza, he's got to be having a headache there. Who is he going to be starting up front? We've also got the likes of Kudakwashi Mahachi. He's always very creative, always full of energy when he's on the park. Who do you think is most likely to put up front there? If he's going to play three up front, who is he most likely to be having there tomorrow for Senegal?
I think he's going to go for Musona on the left wing because maybe it gives him the opportunity to be cutting inside, taking shots. And Kudamachi as well, he's now very experienced. The problem with a lot of people is whenever we watch Kudamachi play, we still look at that 21-year-old who burst onto the scene. He's now a bit older, a bit more mature, makes even better decisions nowadays. Yeah,
so he can a very good goal for our last World Cup qualifier.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you see up front, Prince Dube Gaddafi or Tino Tenda Kadewere for that number 9 role.
If I'm the coach, I'm definitely going with the player with the higher reputation, with better history in terms of scoring goals. I would be going for Tino Tenda Kadewere, but maybe because of his ability to come off the bench and change games, maybe we're one down, we need a goal, an equalizer, or we need a winner. Tino Kadewere can come on and change the game. So maybe I'm thinking Norman might be going for Prince Dube because of that, to keep that card on the bench. If we have
that extra boost from the bench.
Exactly.
We are hearing news coming in from the Senegal camp about 9 players have tested positive for COVID. They won't be playing tomorrow against Zimbabwe. We wish them all the best and all in recovery. But in terms of the game plan, obviously the notable absentees are Khalidou Koulibaly from Napoli, the centre back, Edouard Mendy, the goalkeeper. But in terms of the quality, Senegal has got a lot of quality. They've got depth. From a Zimbabwe point of view, from a coaching perspective, from Norman Mapeza's view, do you think there is going to be a change in the game plan I think during the week, people have been saying we're going to go into the game, we're going to sit deep, we're going to defend, and most probably hit on the counter attack. Now that Senegal is missing some of their star quality, is this an opportunity for Zimbabwe? Is this a chance for us maybe to go full throttle and attack them? Do you think there's going to be a change in tactics?
You know, a lot of people have misconstrued perceptions when it comes to Norman. Norman is not really one of those defensive coaches like maybe what we had with Sunday Chidzambwa in 2019. He can be very cautious, but he always looks to attack teams. So I think maybe we get there, fill out the game for maybe the first 10-15 minutes. We look at how the game is flowing, but he'll definitely look for opportunities to attack and score, because you never win games if you never score. That's what Norman believes in as a coach. So I think we will be there to look to create a bit of chances, try to take those chances and make it difficult for Senegal.
AFCON fever is upon us. Zimbabwe take on Senegal tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the Ahmed Ahidjo Stadium in Cameroon. Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. This is We Move with your Warriors. I'm your host, Kutcher, and to the big guy, before we go, predictions for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, I've been singing positive vibes about the Warriors the whole show, and I just didn't want to, mess in everyone else's pants. But unfortunately, I think maybe we take the loss 2-1. Especially, I would like us to be very competitive, but
with the stars that they're missing you.
No, I just think they still have enough to maybe
they
just
still have enough time to get over Zimbabwe.
But if we compete, we have to make sure that by the 90th minute, when the ref blows the whistle, we have competed and left an impression that will maybe even give us momentum to then go and pick up points in the rest of the game. Exactly.
There you have it from the big man. He says 2-1 tomorrow for Senegal. I'll take a 2-2 draw for Zimbabwe. Knowledge Msona and Prince Dube to score. The big guy, Mr. Nas, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you. It was very wonderful to be here.
Hope to be having you again next time. From the crew behind the scenes at Basement Studios, Kwekwe and me, your host, Kutcher, as they say down there in the city of kings and queens. Salari Kahle.
Thank you for watching TK Sports. For more awesome content from this channel, please subscribe. And also, engage with us on our social media platforms down in the description below.